afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Music Scrap, the musical scrapper. It is a cool, rainy day here on the east coast of Canada, but that's okay because a few hours north of me, here in New Brunswick, they've got like a foot of snow, so that's okay. I'll take rain. For now, anyway. Although sometimes when you get a lot of rain, it's just as hazardous on the roads as the snow is, but anyway. Oh, it is lower? Okay, just a second. Okay, is that better? All right, so today is, I'm way behind on my Nojo Pro November journal prompt. I made the prompts and I'm still not able to do it every day. So the day I'm on now is casual is the prompt. Prompt what? Number 9, I think? Yeah, prompt number 9. Thanks. Okay. So. I'm trying to do my own drawings and not trace anymore. Practice my skills, I hope. That's the plan, anyway. Oh, Dot, Judy wants to talk to you. Dot, Dr. Dot, wakey, wakey, wakey. Judy Patooty's trying to get your attention. If you're watching recording, this is a live stream. And so there are people in my chat, in the chat room, talking to each other, talking to me. So if you're able to join us, you can find us live on ustream.tv/channel/music scrap. This is a hard thing when you're drawing something that is a pair and trying to make them look like they're a matching pair. Not always the easiest thing. What am I using to draw with? It's just a mechanical pencil with a point, I think it has 0.7 lead in it. Yeah, it's a mechanical pencil. Okay. Let's try and lighten up a few of the lines. Although the flip-flops or thongs are a darkish color, so shouldn't really be an issue with. All right, so the thong is right here. We are drawing a pair of flip-flops or thongs. These we call thongs because they have the thong that goes in between your toe. Flip-flops are the ones that just have the strap across that don't go between your toes. In Canada anyway, or Eastern Canada, that's how we do it. Okay. The prompt is casual. Okay, so it goes like this. I don't think that's quite thick enough. That's better. Well, that too, Judy. They were named after these thongs. They were named after these because these have the thong that goes between your two toes and irritates your toes. So the other type of thong has a Anyway, Dr. Dot must have fell asleep. Oh, there she is. Dr. Dot, it's about time poor Judy's gone hoarse calling for you. Oh, Judy. All right, so there, can you guys see that? I think I need to move the toe up a little bit. I don't want to change the strap part because I like the way, so it's easier to change the toe. Yeah, exactly, Toll. Yes, they're bad for you, Judy Patootie. They have way too much caffeine in them than a person should drink. They have like the caffeine of 5 cups of coffee or something. They are bad for you. If you're in chat, Judy, if you're watching the recording, Judy's asking about Red Bulls. Yes, it does have to do with that, Judy Patootie. Okay. They're a bit skinny, but oh well. That's just the way they're gonna be. That's all there is to it. 'Cause okay, so this one is way too long. See, like I said, it's hard to just getting the drawing done is, yeesh. I'm not gonna put the toe in until I get this whole thing drawn. Okay, so I can put this here now, and now I can draw in my toe. All right. Let's start painting, people. Let's start painting. All right. I had to clean all my little palettes here. Have at me. All right, so basically I need to mix some, it's like a Payne's Gray. The flip-flops are going to be like a Payne's Gray, which I will make using ultramarine and some Well, I don't have burnt umber, so I will use burnt sienna. And I'll also be using a mix of burnt sienna and a little bit of ultramarine for the sand, but more burnt sienna, obviously. And a little bit of, okay. All right, so let's do my mixing here. So let's do my flip-flop color first. Actually, I shouldn't be using this big brush to mix because it is so absorbent. Let's use my smaller brush. All right, and in with that goes some burnt sienna. To tone down the blue. Now for the sand, I'm going to do it the opposite way. I'm going to take the burnt sienna I'm going to need a lot more of this, obviously, because it's the whole background. And just a touch of ultramarine. Ooh, and that's way too much. These are M. Graham watercolors that I'm using. I'm going to put some of it there so I don't add too much in at once. There we go. Just because I wanted a little more brown than reddish for the sand. So that will take out some of that reddish of the burnt sienna. All right. I'm gonna have to really add a lot of water to that. I think I need to add some may have to do a layer of my yellow first. I think I will do that. I'm wetting my page. I just started with the little bit of tone I had left on my brush from my mixing. Well, right now I'm using M. Graham's Toll, but I also love my Shinhans. But my M. Grahams are new, so I'm using them for these prompts to, practice with them. And so I love, those are my two most favorite. I'll never go back to my Cotmans ever. They were fine when I started, but now that I've done Now that I've started with my Shinhans and my Emgrams, I'll never, ever go back to Cotman. I'll probably sell my Cotmans because I won't be using them. Oh shoot. I don't want to go into the flip-flop. It may go in a little bit on me. We'll see. I know Lindsay the Frugal Crafter is live on YouTube right now, and I usually do watch her live, but I never chat, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I've asked the occasional question, but I figured I can watch her recording. Love Lindsay. Alright, I'm trying to saturate the paper. It always wants to absorb that first layer that you put on, which is good. You want it to go and wet your paper. But then that second and third time you go over, it's gonna stay more wet to give you that moving of your pigment when you add it to your paper. Right, so I am going to do, and I didn't prep a wash for my yellow because I forgot I was going to need yellow. Alright, so I'm going to use my Nickel Quinacridone Gold, which is my warm yellow. And I just want a very light wash so it will warm up my burnt umber layer that goes on top. Well, those are fine. Depends on what kind of watercolor you want. I'm trying to learn, you know, classic watercoloring or traditional watercoloring. So I like to try to, as much as I can, every now and then I'll take it mixed media. But I mean, you can start learning the basics even just with Prang watercolors or your Prima or your Kuretake. Most definitely. But then once I got to a certain point, yeah, exactly, Tool. No worries, Rue. My gosh, lay down. I know it's nighttime for you over there in Oz. Oops. Alright, so I'm going to heat gun this, dry this layer. Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry, got shadow today. Been there, done that, Tool. Ripping out crochet because you fell asleep with a hook in your hand. Yeah, been there, done that. Alright, so now I'm going to... sorry, just a moment. It's not quite dry up in this corner. I need it to be perfectly dry in order to do a good glaze layer. Excuse me. Dot. You stop that. Gosh. It's only at Polystream where we see things that aren't really there. Now the trick when you're glazing like this is to try to keep from making lines like that by keeping enough paint, and this is what I'm not good at doing, keeping enough paint along that line there where you're doing your wash. So you want to keep a bead there so that it stays wet, and then you bring it down. You bring that bead down. And leave a bead behind. So that when you come back, and I should have went right down one side and then came and did the other side, but I like to make things hard for myself. Definitely. My beads over here is not too bad, so I am going to just try and get rid of these lines here without getting backwash, which means I have to wet all the way, all of that again. I think I'm gonna run out of this mixture. I did not mix enough. We'll see how far I can stretch it for this one layer. Darn it! I hate it when I mess up my backgrounds. I'm not sure. She might be working, Helen. Yeah, Rue. She knows that. She's just being cheeky. That's our cheeky Dot. All right, heat gun. I am not going to put the sand inside the thongs like it is in the photo. I'm just going to paint the thongs, flip-flops, whatever you want to call them. Ouch. So okay, now I am going to, I hope I have my big round, oh I do, good. I have this big old hog hair, in other words, oil brush, and I am going to use it to add my texture of the sand here. So I may have to make a thicker, we'll see how this works. All right, hold on. I didn't wet it at all. Wonder if there's another one that'll try display the yeah. Sorry, it has to be a it's not really doing what I want it to do. Oh, okay. It's a little better. I kind of have to push harder to get the bristles to splay out a little better. All right, let's do a little fix-up work here. I know, Jean, if it's not working for you, why do you keep trying? All right, let's see if I can fix this mess. Uh-oh, have I lost chat? So I lost it a couple of times at Dee Dee's, so. Oh, no, okay, it's working. Good, good. Hopefully everybody's just doing something. So this time I put down the color and I'm trying to go in with the dry brush and see if it'll pick up and create the sandy texture. Because as you know, I do not like of course I don't really like this either, so saying that I don't like splatter because it'll get all over the thong. Flip-flops. Oh, that's kind of making an interesting look. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to try and, of course I can always do that with the blue anyway. Just need to add a little bit more color in here. And in here. Okay, so let's see, let's just fix up this part here. All right, let's dry that, and I'm going to move on to the flip-flops. Thanks, Judy Cutie. If you don't dry your background and you add the color to the flip-flops, it'll bleed all out into your background, so. All right. All right. Time for the flip-flop. So for the first layer, I'm going to do it wet and wet. So this was ultramarine with just a little bit of burnt umber to neutralize it. Or, excuse me, burnt sienna to gray it down a little. I'm going to granulate a little bit because of the ultramarine is a granulating color, which is fine. It adds nice little texture. Okay, let's do the same thing over on this. Just gonna all right. Alright, so I'm going to dry that layer. So this will be the lightest highlights in the flip-flop. A little bit more. Alright, I want to fix, hold on, it's got around the arm of my chair. There we go. Alright, I want to fix something with my sand here before I continue with my blue. Alright, I'm just going to dry those two little spots. Thanks, CB. Alright, so I'm going to start with the straps, I think, because that will help me define my dark areas. Can hardly see my pencil lines here. Thanks, tool. Oh, hold on. I need to get a little bit of this lifted right here. I forgot to leave that right spot. Okay. All right. So now and I need to add one more layer to that, so we need to dry this first. Hey, Jillian! Is that on CBC, Jillian, or CTV? I assume you're watching it online? Or is it on TV? These don't go back far enough, do they? Dang it. Oh, wow. They're just sitting up more on a hill. Oh. Alright, so let's do this. Another layer. I like to do my darks after my lights. My darkest darks after my lights. That way it's easier to judge your midtones. Because otherwise, if you start your lights and then your midtones and your darks, in this type of a painting, when you're going to have some detail, that is, landscapes, it's easier. You don't necessarily have to do this, but, well, you never have to do this. This is the way I find it easiest. to do your lightest lights, then do your midtones. Or, excuse me, do your lightest lights, then you do your darkest darks, and then you do your midtones. Otherwise, if you get going on your midtones and then you go to do your darks and you don't have anywhere to go because you've got your midtones too dark, then you're out of luck. That's why I like to do it this way. Oh, okay. Because I went on the other day and I didn't see any of them recorded from the Cup of China, so I wasn't sure CBC was doing it this year. Cool. I just have a lot of paintings to catch up on, and I didn't get to paint yesterday because I visited my cousin and then we went out to eat. So I ended up not being able to stream. By the time I got home, I just didn't feel like it at all. Shoot. Went down too far on that one. Darn it. Oops. Hey, Jenna, it's nice to see you. I'm just thought I'd come on. Barb isn't streaming, so, and I didn't get to yesterday, so I have some prompts to do, and I felt like watercoloring. So I thought I'd come on and entertain the troops, you know. Alright, your gun. CVC, that was so funny. CV, I mean, should say. Guess he wanted to cool down the engine of his truck, Janice? Okay, now I'm going to do the second layer on the main part of the... So I'm going to go to the next brush up. My number 3, I think, should work okay for this, I hope. Hold on. Need to use my little brush to get in this corner just because I'm chicken. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. You can see I'm leaving a ridge of the light around the outside edge. That is the reflective part. The sole I'll be doing dark around where the brown already is. Alright, so I'm going to dry that. I got a little too close here, and it ran a little bit into my highlight, so I'm going to see if I can pull it out just a little bit. I'm going to use a small flat brush here. Where's my small flat brush? Got a nice small flat detail brush. Here it is. I forget which company this is. Let me look here. Oh, it's a Daler Rowney, so it's one I got at Walmart. So the bristles are not quite as soft. They're not as stiff as like a oil painting brush, but they're not quite as soft as my nice little squirrels. So I go in here with some water with the damp brush, make sure they're flat. I should be able to pull out a little bit of blue here. I may have to go to my hog here, we'll see. It's ultramarine, so it's kind of tough to pick up sometimes. There we go. Oh, that did the trick. That did the trick. Alright, so I brought back my highlight there, right here. Alright. Alright, let's do the other next layer. I still have some details to do on that thong. He is not done yet. This is just the second layer. I have to do some more darks, some more shadows yet. Clean my brush and spread this down. No worries, Judy. I'm going to have to pull out a little bit of dark there. And there, but that's okay. It can be done. I've shown that it can be done. So it's no worries. So there's layer 2. Okay. Okay. So I am now going to take that same wash that I have there, and I'm going to add just a little bit more of the burnt sienna to it. And I think that's too much, so I'm gonna, no, it's not. And it's drying up, so it's not as wet, which is fine, because this is going to do some details, so I don't really want it as wet. All right, so I'm going in with my small brush. And going in with a clean but damp to feather out the edge of that dark spot, which I put a little bit too much burnt umber in. So I'm going to go back and, not that much, Jean. Add back in some ultramarine. That's better. That's more the color I wanted. Don't want it too gray. I still want it to be blue, but just a darker blue. And I'm just going to deepen up the, oops, dark part here on the straps. Bottom. Give it a little more contrast there. way too much pigment on that. So notice as I go along the light part here and just add a little bit of dark, it helps the highlight stand out, of course. Do Dylusion spray? Yes, they do, Janice. They are not permanent. They are not permanent. They'll come up. Dylusion sprays will even come right up through gesso, which can be a really cool effect if you're trying to do it on purpose. You're welcome, Jess. Uh-oh. Alright. So now, basically, I'll try and add a little texture here with a dry brush. Alright, so now I just need to add the shadow. Oh, hold on. I need to go along here because I've now lost a little bit of the definition here. And here. Alright, and I have to take a little bit of the white. I have to get a little bit down here, like I did on the other one. So I'm wetting my, sorry, I had a paintbrush in my mouth. Wetting my small flat brush here. Thanks, tool. I'm trying not to have to go back in with white. Now, if I had to, I would. But I think I'm going to be all right. Got that one back. Now I have to get this one back. There we go. Alright, so now all I have to do is go around the edge and add the depth of the flip-flop. And I'll do that with this dark and it'll go over the brown. So have to do 2 layers here. We'll see what happens. This is not shadow. This is actually, I am going to add a shadow as well. But this is actually the sole of the thongs. And I will have to do a second layer because that's a shadow. All right, so I'm going to dry that. Yes. The white is like the top where the flip-flop kind of comes up, so the light reflects off the highest part of the flip-flop. So yeah, that's where the light's reflecting. I may have to add another layer even on the strap there, but all right, so I'm just going to do another layer of that so that it doesn't look like and I am no pro, so I am still majorly learning about this whole process of watercoloring, but I learn more with every painting. I learn something, but what I did right and or what I did wrong, both are equally important. I always told my students in school, I don't mind you making mistakes as long as you learn something from it and try not to make the same mistake next time. But if you do, well, you work on it again. And as long as you don't give up, I am happy. I have like a little wee bit left to do and I ran out of paint. I'm like, really? Alright, so let's heat gun that. And now I will do the shadows. Shadows will have a little more brown in them. And I can use my next. So I need to mix a little, I'll do it in this one because I already have the water there. Oh, I don't need that much. I don't think. Maybe I do, who knows. And a little ultramarine, just a touch to darken it. Well, to neutralize it so that it's not so, want it gray, grayish brown. There we go. That should work for the shadows here. Oh shoot, put that in my clean water. Doesn't look like I had too much paint on it, so the shadows are soft. So I want it to look like the toes are kind of curled up a little bit. Okay, CB. All right. All right. I think I am going to call this one done. I'll just heat gun that shadow there. Messed up behind the, I messed up up here, but I'm worried if I go in and try and fix it, I'll make more of a mess than. I left it too light up there. That's a little better. Should work. That should be okay. Thanks, Jess. All right, so that's casual done. I'm going to stop this recording. Thank you for watching the recording. I'm going to stop this recording and move on to the next prompt. So I will be right back. If you watch the recording on YouTube, thank you so much.